phosphorus pentahalide show phosphorus pentahalide show sp3d type of hybridization. sp3d type of hybridization, and electrons are arranged like this. For the hybridization of this px5, show sp3d. This is in the case of ground state. So this one electron should be rearranged in the next higher orbital, that is d orbital. It will be excited in the next higher orbital, that is d orbital. Remaining 4 orbital will be empty, and this is p3, this is d1, and this is s1. 5 halogen will donating with this unhybridized orbital and show sp3d type of hybridization. And these px5 show the structure will be trigonal bipyramid. Structure will be trigonal bipyramid. This is the end of today's topic. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much, Julie. Julie student, today we are going to discuss on P block elements. Yesterday already discussed that, group 15 elements. Today I am discuss about group 17 elements. Group 17 elements are also called as halogen family. They are very reactive and electronegative in nature, and they are present in seaweeds, and we already know that seafoods contain halogen, especially iodine. If we will have fish, it contains iodine, and which is good for our health. Halogen are electronegativity in nature. Among the halogen, fluorine is smallest in size, as its atomic number is 9, and atomic number is increasing from top to bottom. We have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Astatine is radioactive in nature. The atomic number of fluorine is 9, and it is represented as helium 2s2 and 2p5. Another halogen, that is chlorine, its atomic number is 17, and it is represented as neon 3s2 3p5. Bromine 35, Ar, argon 3d10 4s2 and 4p5. Next halogen is iodine, and its atomic number is 53, and its electronic configuration is represented as krypton 4d10 5s2 5p5. And the last halogen family's atomic number is astatine. It is radioactive in nature. Its atomic number is 85, and its electronic configuration is represented as xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 and 6p5. Its outermost electronic configuration is S2 and P5. NS2 and NP5 means it has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. 7 electrons in its outermost shell. Halogen have capacity to take again one of electron from its neighboring atom to attain the noble gas configuration. Means if halogen ate one electron, it form noble gas atoms. All the halogen have capacity to gain one electron from neighboring atom, and after gaining of one electron, it's become halogen family. They are also similar with hydrogen family because all the halogen are monovalent in nature. As in the periodic table, hydrogen family, they are also of monovalent. Monovalent in nature. Means plus hydrogen family show +1 oxidation state. Sometimes hydrogen show -1 oxidation state, that is hydride. As well as this halogen family have also show halides. Means they have one negative, means uni-negative. Uni-negative atom. Yeah, anions. Means X negative represents halides. All the halogen families atoms are colored in nature. The reason that they absorb light from the visible region. They absorb light from the visible region. They absorb light from the visible region and form a complement. They absorb a light from the visible region and form a complementary color. Complementary color. That is why all the halogen are colored in nature. For example, fluorine, it is light yellow in color, and chlorine, it is greenish blue in color. Bromine, it is brown in color, and iodine, it is violet in color. So halogen families atoms have form a number of compounds. Okay student, halogen family will react with hydrogen. It form HF, HCl, HBr, HI, hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen iodide. Among these, HF show a very good amount of hydrogen bond with fluorine, and this is due to the reason that fluorine is very smallest among other halogen family. With the help of this hydrogen bonding, the boiling point of HF is high as compared to other hydrogen halide. Other halogen halides are very reactive and they are acidic in nature. For example, we have HCl. It is one of the strongest acid. We have HCl. It is one of the strongest acid, and it reacts with hydrogen and form HCl. If we check whether it is strong or not, we can check with the help of universal indicator paper. Universal indicator, pH scale is written on it. If we dope a concentrated HCl on it, it shows a red color. It indicates that HCl is strong acids as we got from this halogen family. So it's very strong acid in nature. Likewise, we can also test HCl with ammonia. If we take few ml of ammonia in a test tube, ammonia gives a pungent smell, and we put a dipping this glass rod into HCl and taking near the mouth of test tube, white dense fume observed. This is due to the presence of ammonium chloride. So this HCl is very strong acid in nature. Other acids are also strong. They are halogen acids. They are also called as halogen acids. HF, hydrogen fluoride, HCl, hydrogen chloride, HF, hydrogen fluoride, HCl, hydrochloric acid, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen iodide. All are acidic in nature, and we can check that with the universal indicator paper. If we put this hydrogen halide on universal indicator paper, red color shows that it is acidic in nature. Likewise, we recently react with HCl react with ammonia. It gives ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl, that is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. Student, now we will prepare chlorine gas, which is among this halogen family. For the preparation of chlorine gas, we need manganese dioxide, manganese dioxide, HCl, and it will heat it. We will get manganese chloride and chlorine gas and byproduct as a water. So manganese dioxide will take in this setting manganese dioxide and few ml of HCl into it, and it should be transferred into this setting with the help of Thissell funnel. We call this Thissell funnel. After heating it, the gas will transfer through water in this round bottom flask, I will take a water. In the second, third round bottom flask, I will take concentrated H2SO4, and in the fourth glass jar, the chlorine gas will be collected. Fluorine gas will be collected in the gas jar, and all the settings are fitted with a delivery tube, and by using a cork, the cork will become hollow with the help of cork borer. After a while, we will get chlorine gas, and as a byproduct, we will get manganese dichloride. Manganese dichloride, it will be the byproduct, and chlorine gas will be collected in the gas jar. Chlorine is bluish in color. The color of chlorine gas is bluish yellow in color, and it has a great application in industrial chemistry. In case it is used for disinfectant of water, and it is used for the manufacture of HCl. So it has a great use in other textile industry, and it also used in other chemical reagent in our laboratories. So the chlorine will react by manganese dioxide. I am repeating this experiment, and 4 times HCl, and heat it for a while. We are getting MnCl2, Cl2, and quite water vapor also we are getting. Cl2, chlorine gas, can also prepare by using, instead of manganese dioxide, we can also prepare with the help of potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4, that is KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. These two chemicals also used for the preparation of chlorine. First is potassium permanganate, and another one is potassium dichromate. Instead of Mn2, we can prepare also with the help of these two processes in a large scale. If we need a chlorine in a large scale, we are using KMnO4. I already discussed that it has a great utility in industrial chemistry. Student, we can prepare chlorine gas by another method that is called down process. And this process is also called as electrolysis of NaCl, which is freely available in our home as a table salt. You can do in your home very easily. That is why I am performing a small experiment. For the electrolysis of NaCl, we need around 50 to 100 ml of water. I will use a measuring flask and take an exact measure of 50 ml. It will transfer into the beaker of 250 ml. Now dissolve table salt, sodium chloride. In lab we are using sodium chloride. Around 2 to 3 spatula of NaCl dissolve into it with the help of glass rod. After dissolving it, the solution become saturated. It's become saturated. Salt solution is ready now. We need our 2 electrode, graphite electrodes. It will act as cathode and anode. So the preparation of electrode, you should sharp both the end of pencil so the graphite can act as an electrode. It's very simple. You can do in your home. It's very easy and it's very informative. And you need a 2 terminal wire, positive terminal and negative terminal with 2 lead battery. And you can also prepare a cardboard with the 2 holes so that we can easily insert the pencil in the cardboard. By applying this cardboard, the pencil cannot move freely. So you should dip the pencil in this manner. If you have HCl, you can add few drops of HCl. Otherwise, NaCl solution is enough to prepare this chlorine gas. Student, now this setup will be dipped into the beaker. One negative terminal should be connected with the 1 electrode of pencil, and it should be connected to the negative terminal of battery, and the red is universally, we know that it is the positive terminal of battery, and it is connected with the 1 graphite electrode of pencil. By setting of such type of apparatus, graphite electrode and another graphite electrode, one end, the negative electrode, is called as cathode and positive electrode is called as anode, and dissolve solid NaCl into water and prepare a aqueous solution of NaCl. By connecting this 2 wire, we will observe that Cl negative will attract towards the anode and H positive will attack towards the cathode. In this setting, electron is traveling from cathode to anode, means the movement of electron is from cathode to anode. And chlorine gas will be collected at the electrodes of anode, and hydrogen gas will be collected at the cathode side of electrode. Okay student, by setting of such experiment, we observe that in down process or electrolysis of NaCl, chlorine gas, as we seen that collected at the anode, Cl2 gas is collected, and at the cathode side means blue side. It's for your convenience. I'm writing a blue side means negative terminal. Hydrogen gas is collected. We will observe a bubbles at the blue side, that is hydrogen gas, and the red side. Red side means positive terminal of electrodes. Chlorine gas is collected. Chlorine gas is collected and form chlorine gas, and H2 combined with form H2 gas in a form of bubbles. In remaining this Na positive also attracting towards the cathode, and OH negative is also attracting towards these electrodes, and remaining NaOH will leave in water. Remaining NaOH will leave in water. We all know that in down process it is used for various preparation. In the case of hydrogen gas, in the case of sodium hydroxide, and in the case of Cl2 also. That is why this process is versatile in nature and it has a great application. So you can prepare very easily. You need not need any beaker. Instead of beaker, you can use your Borosil glass. Every household have a Borosil glass, and we need pencils and these terminals and battery. It's very easy. So student, I hope you will prepare this experiment in your home. It's very easy. Dear student, in previous class we discussed about halogen family. In continuation with that topic, we are discussing another topic, that is interhalogen compound. This topic is very important for the examination point of view. Student, please go through the lecture very carefully. Interhalogen compound means both the reactant and product is halogen. Both reactant and product should be halogen. But the main fact in these interhalogen compounds are electronegativity difference. Electronegativity difference between the halogens. We will see that interhalogen have a different types. In these types, we can see that electron difference between these Cl and F, Br and F, I and F, Br and Cl, I and Cl, I, Br. Both the halogens have electronegativity difference, means their size should be different. Central ion in the case of X dash means this is another halogen and this is another halogen. That is why we represent as X dash. This is not X negative, this is X dash. X dash stand for different halogen which have difference in electronegativity. All these four types, their electronegativity is difference. In this case, X-3, we have an example ClF3, BrF3, IF3 and ICl3. In the case of X-5, there is ClF5, BrF5, IF5. And in the case of X-7, we have only one example, that is IF7. All the four types have the main important points you have to remember, student. The electronegativity should be difference among the structures. You have to remember main thing in these interhalogen compounds. Center, atom, oblique ions should be bigger in size than another bonded halogen. The main points you have to remember in interhalogen compounds: electronegativity difference should be there. Central atomar ions should be bigger and the bonded halogen should be smaller. In the case of interhalogen compounds, they have a different structural arrangement and we can expect it that their structure is actual and as well as distorted according to valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Their actual is structure and expected structure. So they have a lone pair of electrons, so they show a different structural arrangement. Well, student, interhalogen compounds show different structural arrangement with the help of different hybridization, that is sp3, sp3, d, sp3d2 and sp3d3. Now I will explain very carefully with the help of this structural arrangement or hybridization with all the types. There is X dash, X dash 3, X dash 5 and X dash 7. First I will take a simple example, that is ClF. Student, see here, outermost shell of Cl contain 3s2, that is fully filled, and 3p5, we know that p orbital is 3. First you write, with 1 electron according to Hund's rule, then lowest one, then quite higher than this. This is 3p5. These outermost electrons are taking part in bonding. So I will write here 3s2, 2 electrons fully filled, and 3p5, 5 electrons are arranged like this. It has no d orbital. The d orbital are vacant. It has no d orbital, and the d is 0. It has no d orbital. In the case of ground state. So the reaction for this F, the electron need not to excite it for the structure. F have 7 electrons in its outermost shell, and electrons are distributed like this. 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This single electron will share with this unpaired electron and form a covalent bond. Covalent bond means equal sharing of electron. By electron is 1 electron shared by Cl and another electron shared by this F, and it is fully filled, and our hybridization is sp3, and it has no d orbital. So its structure should be like this: Cl, Cl, and covalent bond with fluorine, and it has how many lone pair? We can count from this: 1 lone pair, 1 lone pair, 1 lone pair, 2 lone pair, and 3 lone pair, and it has only 1 bond pair. I will mark as a circle. This is a bond pair. This is a bond pair, and another 3. Another 3 is lone pair. So I will write this lone pair with pink color. It has 3 lone pair of electron. It has 3 lone pair of electron, and its structure is linear in nature. Its structure is linear in nature. Structure is linear in nature, and actually it is linear in nature. And according to VSEPR model, valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, and its structure is distorted tetrahedral. The structure is distorted tetrahedral. This is due to the presence of this lone pair. It has 3 lone pair. It has 3 lone pair and 1 bond pair. 1 bond pair means 1 sigma bond. It is here I will assign as sigma bond, means 1 bond pair, and these are the lone pair: 1, 2, and 3 lone pair. Student, please remember this. It has 3 lone pair and 1 bond pair, and structure is linear in nature, but according to VSEPR model, its structure is distorted tetrahedral. Student, another example is XX-3, and that is ClF3. That is ClF3. I already discussed that interhalogen compounds form between the difference of electronegativity in halogens. One should be bigger and another should be smaller. So it is fall in the hybridization of sp3d. It is fall in the hybridization of sp3d. We know that outermost shell contain (3s2) and 3p5. 3p5. So electron are first singly filled, then it is doubly filled. This is according to the Hund's rule and Pauli exclusion principles. Electron should be filled like this, and this is 3p5. 3p5. The d orbital have 5 boxes. D orbital have 5 boxes, and it can accommodate 10 electrodes. But in this case, it is reckoned in the ground state. In case of ground state, in example of x-3, we have to rearrange this electrode by applying excitation. First oxidation state, first state of oxidation means electron should be excited in the next higher level. That is d orbital. One electron should be accommodated in the next higher orbital, that is d orbital. One electron should be excited in the next higher orbital. We have an example, that is F3. This is excited state. Excited state. One electron, this electron is jump into the next higher orbital. This electron will be jump into the next higher orbital, and it's remained unpaired. It's remained unpaired. For sp3d hybridization, we have to covalent bond. We have to form a covalent bond by sharing off one electron from the fluorine. It has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. It will share with this. We have to react with 3 fluoride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. It is covalently bonded with this, and it is doubly filled. Another F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and it is covalently bonded with this, and it is also singly filled. So our hybridization is sp3 sp3d, sp3d, and it shows a structure like this. Our center atom is Cl, and it has 4 bonded atom with fluorine, and it has 2 lone pair. It has 2 lone pair of electron. Actual structure is trigonal planar, and VSEPR structure is trigonal bipyramidal structure. This is due to the presence of these 2 lone pair. This structure have 2 lone pair, 1, 2 and 3 bond pair. This is 1 sigma bond, another sigma bond, and 3rd sigma bond. It has, I will write here, it has 2 lone pair, LP stand for lone pair, and 3 BP stand for bond pair. Student, this topic is very important. Please revise this topic and compare with your books. It's very important. Every year, JEE, NEET, and our 12th class exams, examiner asks this question every year. So please be careful this topic. Well, student, our interhalogen compound is X-5, XX-5, that is Cl, BRF3, BRF5. It also have 4s2, and 4p5. D orbital in the ground state, it is empty. D orbital is 0 in the ground state. It's 0. So we have to take 5f. Now we have to rearrange the electrons. Now means we have to create 5 unpaired electron. 5 unpaired electron means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and Br electron is arranged like this. All should be upward direction. All the electrons should be upward direction, student. Now every F is sharing 1 electron. That means 5 electron is sharing, and I'm representing this F electron in a blue color, so you can easily understand. This is our sp3d2. 2d orbital is fully filled, 3p is fully filled, and s is fully filled. Its structure is BRF5. It has only 1 lone pair. X, I can represent X. Yeah, you can represent F also. It's a halogen F. And the structure is square pyramid. Actual structure is square pyramid. SP stands for square pyramids, and according to VSEPR model, it is distorted octahedral. In the case of IF7, it shows hybridization of sp3d3 student, and its structure is pentagonal bipyramids. Pentagonal bipyramids. Thank you, student.